Everybody, it's your boy Sinister, man, sitting out here in Memphis with another brother from TeamRG. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna bring some things to y'all. We're gonna talk about some things about coming in the trucking lifestyle we came from, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself. I'm tired. We just finished eating at the buffet, so again.
Yes. Eating some good Chinese food.
Yeah, I had to treat the brother out. Welcome him to the family. It's all love, man. You ain't even got to thank me, man. God just been blessing me, and I'm just giving back. But tell me your name, man. Where you from?
My name is Roberto. You know, originally from Brooklyn, New York. I live out there now, in you know, basically outskirts of Tampa, Florida, Riverview, Florida, and you know, I was up like everybody's saying on all the other videos, up late night watching Sinister's videos. You know, I let him hear my lady talking, and you know, she was tired of him, you know, talking all night because I was, you know, trying to get my knowledge. You know what I mean?
Right. Our wifey.
You know, it started from videos, so now I'm here, same company. Right. You know, and we you know, we represent.
Yes, sir.
You know,
we represent, man.
We out here getting it.
It's a great company. I've been out here two weeks so far, and you know, it's a good experience. I'm getting my experience now, so you know, it's crazy that I bump into him. You know, He walking into the driver lounge, and I'm like, man, look at this dude here. You know, it's crazy. Right. That you know, I always knew that I was gonna be able to meet him, but it was a dream, but it came reality. So you know,
yeah, that was my crazy partner right there. I don't know what's wrong with him. He got issues. He just gonna come. Yeah, he got direct syndrome. He just shouting things, but what were some of the trials and tribulations that you went through to getting here?
Getting here.
For the ones that's coming from the city, like how we came from the city, that want to come into trucking, and they got those low-paying jobs. They really ain't got the money to get to school. I always tell everybody, you know, you got to use one job for a stepping stone to get to the next level.
Well, what you really got to do is see what you want to do first. I mean, if this is something that you're looking for, you know, get your training in, go to a school, do whatever you got to do to get to that schooling, because that's what it is. You know, the school.
Hey, you can come get up in here. My partner, he got issues.
School is the most important thing, you know.
Right.
You know, even if you got to get a loan out, you know, even if you got to go to, you don't have to go to Roadmaster now, you know.
Right.
There's other schools that's accredited that can get you these 20 hours, 160 hours,
160 hours. So
like I did, you know, shout out to First Class Truck CDL over there in Tampa, Florida. If you guys are out there in Tampa,
hit them up.
You know,
I'll get that information. I'll Google it.
I'll get them the information. Let them know. You know, it's a training school. It's not like Roadmaster where they go through the log books and all that type of stuff. I mean, they'll teach you if you ask about it, but you know, it's you know, it's low cost. You know, they'll work with you, and you just got to get out here and do it, man. Because I'm telling you, it's a great experience. You know, you're looking at a career. This is not a Walmart job. This is not construction. You know what I mean? This is a career. This is something that you're gonna be looking back and being able to take care of your family. So
right.
You know,
and we was just sitting and we was just chopping it up. We was talking about putting money away for retirement, because I just heard on the news the other night that the new generation of workers in America is going to be punching the clock into their 70s.
That's crazy.
So retiring at the age of 65 is getting pushed further out.
So now you're having to work till you're 70 years old.
Or high, or even further, 75, 80. You know, and it's like you got to start getting into putting that money into the Roth IRA accounts, interest accounts, where your money is compounded. Compound interest. Google that on YouTube. Compound interest on your savings account. That's when you put money in, it get interest, and then your interest earns interest. Yes. It's compounded. Then some of y'all have to get into investment. Start your own business. And he had his own business.
Yes.
And he's planning on reopening his own business and get his own trucks.
Yes.
Because when you work,
set your goals.
There you go. When you work for somebody else, they control your destiny. But when you work for yourself, You create your destiny.
It's the best. It's the best way to go. It's the best way to go. Remember, you're gonna be your own boss. You ain't got nobody. Which driving a truck, how we, this career now, you're not gonna have bosses on you. But, me having the experience of owning my own business, I mean, I still do. I'm just putting it kind of in the back burner for now until I get this thing going. It's the best way to go.
What kind of business you had?
I had a box truck business. I had all the way up to 3 trucks at Ashley's Furniture. I was a contractor for them.
There you go.
I just, kind of got tired of it, dealing with employees and stuff like that. It just wasn't something that I see myself doing, on the long run. So I took the time and got out of it, and now I'm, in a different field, which is a better field, bigger trucks, bigger money. You know what I mean? So, you got to look at stuff like that, and, you got to be into it. Like he's saying, you gotta want to do this. It's not for everybody. A lot of people think that, it's just driving. No, it's not. It's not just driving. You know what I mean? It's not just driving.
Yeah.
I've only been here, 2 weeks. So I can't really tell you much, but I do have a background of truck driving. My father's a truck driver. He's been a truck driver since his dad put him in a truck without a CDL, you know what I mean? So
you already grew up with that knowledge.
My opportunities is different from somebody that never been in a truck. I grew up in a truck.
Me.
Summertime when, my dad wanted me to be in a truck, I was in the truck, summer break. You know what I mean? With him strapping down flatbed loads and, putting low bars.
He's still driving?
Yes, he's still driving. He owns 3 trucks and he's never done nothing else. You know what I mean? So, all it takes is that one call, like those Everest things. Takes that one call to call and could change everything. Could change everything.
That's good. That's good. You got kids?
Yeah, I got 2 kids. I got a boy and a girl. Janaya, hello. Javier, hello. And it's the only thing that's hard part is the family. I do got a family.
Touch that, yeah.
I do got a family, so it is hard. But, download your little Uvo or little Skype on your phone and, what I mean? Just do that on a daily basis. Talk to them, see what they doing. Get your headset, because you're going to need a headset. Get your headset.
Here you go.
You see it right there. Get your headset. Make sure, you safe out there, because it ain't no game, doing this. Don't do this. And
$2,500 fine.
And it ain't lying. It ain't lying. You know why it ain't lying? Because when I was driving box truck, a cop stopped me because he caught me, and he told me it was $1,400. So obviously it went up. You know what I mean? So, but I got a lady at home too. Shout out to Rubia. And
working, grind. She on her grind.
She working too. And
And we was just talking about that. It's nothing like having a woman that's on her grind, you on your grind, and y'all on the same page. Y'all striving for better.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of men and women need to understand. Like, sometimes you got to get out of certain relationships and find that partner where y'all got that same vision.
Yes.
Some of us stay stuck in a relationship because we felt that, we've been with this person for a certain amount of time.
Don't do that.
We obligated to stay in.
Don't do that. Don't waste your time.
And then what also happens is when you do move on, you be wondering, like, if that person ever going to get it together, if you making the right decision by moving on. But you ain't going to get the one that's supposed to be in your life until you close those old chapters with the past relationships. That go for men and women. You got to close those chapters. You stay dealing with the past, you're never going to see what your future got.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Speaking knowledge, man, you got to listen to this man. This man knows a lot of stuff, man. Not only trucking, he's going to tell you everything he knows, and, hopefully it'll help you, You come out here and you look at these videos, it's knowledge that you're receiving. So that way when you come out here, you know stuff.
Yeah, you know what? Here's what's so crazy. We sitting down, we eating. So we start talking about somebody here that's at night, and he said something to the guy about my video. So he's like, "Oh man, what he said? Stay away from that dude."
Yeah, he just said stay away from him.
He
and,
on some racist.
If you want to be on, just some stuff that I'm, you don't have to believe everybody. You know, we don't have to touch the subject, but you know, it's not how people put this guy out to be. You know, because I know there's a video out there or whatever that's floating around, and you know, don't pay attention to that because there's only one video. How many videos this man got? You know,
how many drivers I sat down with?
Exactly. How many drivers has that dude sat down with? None. You know what I mean? So you know, if you go in this office and you look at, you know, this cat right here, you know, he should have a suit on. You know what I mean? He should have a suit on. So.
They ain't get me out that truck. If you want me to work in the corporate, that my truck is my corporate office. So I'm still gonna be rolling, and I'm gonna be out here with y'all because we the Warriors. I gotta be out here with the Warriors. You know what I mean? I gotta get my 3 bottles and be like, grinders, come out to play.
Yeah. So all I say is, if anybody's young, start early. Start early, because that's what a lot of people are doing. They're not starting early. Like me, I wanted to come out here early. Like, I remember back in, I don't know what it was, 2005, I called Stevens. They were, you know, I remember the lady's name because her name was Katrina, and she had jokes about the Katrina hurricane and all that. And, you know, I postponed all of that because I had my daughter. You know what I mean? So that was like a roadblock. So it stopped me from doing what I wanted to do. So now I'm 30 years old, and I'm just starting to do that. So imagine if I would have started this a long time ago. You know what I mean? I would have been
approaching retirement. Yep.
You know, I'd have been good. You know what I mean? Yep.
But it ain't never too late. I don't care how old you are. This is what you want to do. Don't let somebody tell you that you can't. Because somebody always going to try to put a limit on your grind. Somebody always going to say, oh, don't do this, don't do that. But they telling you that because they won't do it. What might not work for them don't mean it's not going to work for you.
Yeah, they don't want to see you being successful. You know what I mean? They don't want to see you striving for better. You know, you got to set your goals out here so that way you can get somewhere. You know, forget about what they doing, because if you stay in that negativity, guess what? You're going to be in negativity.
Time going to fly by.
So, you
got one life to live. And at the end of the day, I do what I do because when I'm dead and gone, what will people say about me? Sen always told us, grind hard, stay dedicated, be ruthless with your grinding. You want that house? Get pictures of different houses. Keep that vision in front of you. Write your goals down.
Write them down.
Get rid of the friends that ain't trying to do nothing. Because you're going to end up losing them friends anyway once you decide whatever your career is going to be.
And that's one of the most important things, too, to get rid of the negativity people. You know, get rid of them.
Friends, family, brothers, sisters. Because somebody always going to knock you.
Because you try to take your little 5 steps, and they be like this, pushing you back. So you don't need those type of people in your life, because then you're going to be with them. You know what I mean? So,
exactly. How you doing?
All right, you?
All right.
I haven't gotten that everything yet, but I'm going to get one.
I hear you.
I told my husband, because I just aired up all 18 tires.
Damn.
All of them were at 85. I got a new truck, 85 across the board. Front, tire, everything.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as you can see,
that's all right.
Women are out here drivers too, so you already know.
What's your name?
Candy.
Candy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's Candy, y'all. I'm Sinister from YouTube.
I know.
That's she said I
know. Yeah, you're the one that told me about the dual air gauge, the air the tires up. I'm going to get one.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. So, there you go, ladies. We even got women out here doing it.
Don't be scared.
And loving it. But, yo, I just wanted to bring y'all that update. Me and my boy Rob, we just sitting back chilling. And, of course, you already know, TeamRG stand up. We in the building. We ride around. We getting it. We hustle hard. We paper chase. State to state. You already know. We're going to let them haters hate. Stay focused. Stay hungry. Get that CDL. Oh, new slogan. The CDL license is the new American Express card. I never leave home without it.
You don't.
Jay-Z ain't got nothing on this card. Jay-Z might got the black American Express, but I got that American Express because I can go from the East Coast to the West Coast in no time. But this your boy Sin, man. If you want to join TeamRG, man, send me an email at mrsinnizterdatrucker@gmail.com. I'll put the contact information in the description of the video. Thumbs up the video, rate the video, share the video.
This is if you can see it.
That's the company right there.
That's the company. It's a little backwards, but
nah, they'll see it that way. That's the right
so
way.
that's the company. If you guys out there in Tampa or Wesley Chapel, Riverview, wherever at, in Florida, if you could get to out here and call them up, that's where it's at. That's what I use.
There y'all go. It's your boy Sinnizter. I'll holla at y'all, man. Later.